All right, so Jack Duffin, Orange and Brown Report, tweets this out. Andrew Berry's $5 million plus additions in free agency. Top of the list, Dalvin Tomlinson, 14.5. Jack Conklin, $14 million. John Johnson, $11.25 million. Austin Hooper, $10.5 million. Jadeveon Clowney, $8 million. Juan Thornhill, $7 million. Okenronko, $6.3. Case Keenum, $6 million. Two players over $5 million average annual per year. Measure expectations accordingly. That as good as Andrew Berry has been with trades, some of the free agent things haven't worked out. It goes to show free agency is it's a tough thing.
I think that is the bottom line, and everybody gets excited about it. You know, I fall into it. Oh my gosh, they can improve the roster if they go get players X, Y, and Z. And not that it never happens, but I bet more times than not, you sign a guy and he doesn't live up to the contract because they're inflated, right? And they're available. Most guys are available because their teams decided not to re-sign them, right? Every team makes a decision. And we talked about Christian Wilkins. I thought the Browns should have gone after him. But the Dolphins chose not to re-sign him, chose not to put the franchise tag on him because they had other priorities. And I think that is an indicator that, hey, this guy's not a perfect player, whoever it is, right? So free agency can be risky. If you have roster holes, it's one way to fill them, and it's a quick way to fill them, and it excites everyone, but it's full of pitfalls. And I looked at that class or that list, and 2020, Andrew Berry was kind of up against it. He inherited, the roster, he inherited the team. They had a huge need of tight end, and they kind of wasted on Austin Hooper. Conklin's been fine. So there's a couple hits in there. But yeah, it's not impressive. And I think he'll probably follow the same thing this year, where there's two guys that get over $5 million, and then they fill in around that.
Yeah, and some of the one-year deals, look back at last year. Shelby Harris, Maurice Hurst before he got hurt. Those were really good signings. And again, I think that as he's gone along, Andrew Berry is that's why this is the price, and he doesn't generally go above it. What do you think some areas that he might be looking to spend a little bit more in free agency this year? What are some positional things?
Yeah, we talked about D-tackle. I think the end is included in that too, whether it's Darius Smith coming back or going to get somebody else. And Jonathan Grenard from Houston, I think, was a guy that interested the Browns, and he went and signed with Minnesota for way more than I thought. I want to say it's 4 years, 76. We're talking $19 million.
Yes.
I think Spotrac had him at $13 million. that's way more than what the market seemed to bear out for him. So, if Barry got involved in that, he probably got out awfully quickly because his former assistant GM, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, went and paid big bucks for him. But I think they'll have to get a DN somewhere, whether it's bringing back Zadarius Smith, whether it's, obviously it's not Grenard anymore, but there's other guys out there that you could get. Is it a trade for Khalil Mack, right? That would really shake things up. But it's D-tackle, DN, and then I think you shift to backup quarterback, which we talked about a ton. You need a linebacker or two, whether that's Taki or Anthony Walker Jr., a number 2 tight end, punter, right? So, then it gets to kind of those down-the-list positions. But at the topper, D-line, backup quarterback, and then linebackers, how I'd rank them.